Okay, so I had the best night. I went to a somatic dance event that was just magical. So we held, there was like kind of half an hour of chatting and just like milling about with people, pulling a card, having some delicious cacao, and then we got into the DJ music and the dancing and just had this space of dancing for hours, just letting it out, just letting it move through our bodies. But at first we were guided to walk around the room and connect with people without words, and that was beautiful. And then we went straight into the dancing, and just you know whether it felt gentle or you just needed a stretch or it was full send mode, it was a good time. And it was great because we just all put our phones away and we're present with each other and our bodies, and we let stuff move through us and we released it. And that is the power of somatic release. Like the stuck energy that's in your body that you're just holding on to, whether it's emotional or felt physical feeling, that's not serving us to hold on to. And through a magical space held for dancing, we got to release it on a Saturday night, completely alcohol free and just present with ourselves and each other. And then we had a beautiful sound healing at the end. We just lay down and received this live sound healing, these beautiful crystal bowls all around us. And then we had Palo Santo just wafting around us, just cleansing all our energies. And it was just beautiful. Beautiful people, beautiful times, lots of fun, a little bit of whimsy. Wearing one of my new outfits. Very excited about that because it's very much my colour. Love me some bright green. And just a bloody good night. And then me and the girls didn't feel like quite going straight home. We got a bit hungry after all that delicious dancing. So, we tripped over a fast food joint on the way home, which I don't frequently do. But, it was lovely because we got more time for chats. And then somehow it came up that I did a Flight of the Conchords song at the film festival karaoke a few weeks ago. And then, of course, I had to show them the video. It's very important. And then we got right into just enjoying Flight of the Conchords in general. And so on the rest of the drive home, we ended up putting on some and singing along. And just, what a good night. So much fun. Yeah. So, I know I just got straight into it there. But it's just what's present for me right now. Actually didn't even introduce myself. So I'm Crystal Tottenham, by the way, from Crystal Clear Coaching. It's this channel. It's my creation. And, part of what I'm trained in as a certified life coach is somatic therapy. And soma means the body, essentially. Your soma is your body. And so somatic therapy is to do with your body, as opposed to like the neurolinguistics programming NLP side of things, which is really focusing on the mind, the mindset stuff. So soma is your body set, you could say. I don't know if people use it in that term, but I think that's how I like to say it to make sense, because there's the mindset and the body set, which deals with your physical felt feelings and the emotions that you have, your actual feelings. And we store those in our body like there's no tomorrow, or like there's endless tomorrows, maybe? One or the other. Anyway, the point is, like, it doesn't serve us to hold on to those things. And yeah, somatic therapy, it like, in a way, any form of movement is somatic therapy. It's, if you go for a walk, go for a run, go for a swim, you are in your soma, in your body, and you're moving things through. Whether it's just getting your heart rate up so that you sweat things out, like that's moving things through. And I think increasingly in this day and age, with computers and screens and phones and lions and tigers and bears, oh my, there is just less of us focusing on being in our bodies, and less space held for us just naturally having a somatic release from what we just do day to day. Not that long ago, most of us would have had, if we were workers, we would have had more physical jobs. Like, before the computer age, like there wasn't necessarily many jobs that would be, I mean, there was office jobs before computers, let's be honest, but there's, it's not the sitting, like there's so many more jobs that would have been physical before, computers. And I think it's actually a real gift to have a job that naturally has you physically moving your body day after day, within reason, because sometimes it can be hard on your body if you go too far down that side of things. But my previous career in costume for film and TV, I end up doing tons of steps and move my body heaps, and constantly lifting heavy boxes and moving heavy racks, and so I naturally had a physically demanding job, and then I went to office temping and working in offices, and I was sitting on my ass staring at a computer screen all day, and it was not fun, and my body felt the effects of that. And yeah, there's so many ways that we're taught to ignore what's actually going on in our body. We'll just put it off, and then if you put it off for too long, it becomes something stuck in your body that you haven't released, and so that can be stored weight around certain areas in your body, or stored muscle tension, and anything that physically is ailing or feeling a sense of dis-ease in your body is some stored thought pattern or emotion that's then been coded as what is in your body, and sometimes in ways that to a degree we've created it by following that thought pattern and then not choosing differently, like at some point to switch a trajectory around of that particular dis-ease. And I don't mean this in a blaming someone for the illness kind of way, not at all. I just mean it's good to notice if you if you have stuck energies in a certain place in your body, and if that might relate to some way of being or thinking you have, not in a way to blame yourself for the past and how that all panned out, more just to empower you to understand for the future how you might choose to perceive it differently, and thus transform your relationship with that dis-ease, or transform the dis-ease itself into health and healing. And there's such a beauty to that. That's so cool. Honestly, the way our bodies listen to us is kind of magical. Our words are important, and our feelings are most important. So the biggest thing to know about somatic therapy is just it's holding space for you to actually listen to the barometer of your feelings. I say barometer of your feelings because when you feel icky about something, that's something telling you something's off there. Like, and maybe it's a petty thing, you just don't like pickles or something, which, hands off, I don't like pickles, but thankfully I have a good friend that always wants my pickles, so lucky me, well, lucky her really, she gets all the pickles. I think unlucky her, because why would you want all these pickles? Anyway, I'm not trying to be mean to pickles today, because, you know, I know they're beloved with many people. But my point is, before I started ranting about pickles, is, you know, what our emotions tell us is giving us an idea of what feels good and what feels bad. If it, like, just as simply as that, if something feels good, it's generally pretty good to go towards that. If something feels bad, it's generally not a good idea to go towards that. Sometimes it's just feels bad because it feels uncomfortable and scary to your system, and it's actually you pushing through and choosing to act in a different way in order to get a different outcome and reach a desire of yours that you've had for a long time that you've been self-sabotaging and blocking yourself from because it didn't feel safe to your system. But yeah, and sometimes it's, let me think. I lost my train of thought. It is 1:22 a.m. And I've had a very fun, well, I went to work and then had a fun night out after that, which is very unlike me. Anyway, choo choo, the train is gone. We will own that. Anyway, yeah, we can use our feelings as a barometer for what to go towards and what not to. And if we haven't felt like we are, well, I mean, there is times, yeah, obviously, where something will not feel comfortable to you yet because you haven't gotten used to doing it. You haven't made a pattern and a part of you to own that piece of you yet. So it feels scary to the system because we haven't proven that it can operate in that way and still stay in love and belonging with those people around that it feels it needs in order to survive. Because we are all coded for survival at the end of the day, and that means staying in love and belonging. And generally it's our inner child that's looking at it like, well, we can't possibly look after ourselves in these scenarios because we're just children. But we need to update those children that we are indeed adults now and we're fully capable of doing the thing that it's scared of doing. And that's a beautiful thing. And so we just invite them to consider that we take over and you just get to go play. Yay, young part of ourselves. And that sounds like a good time. Yeah, so anyway, our feelings are such a barometer, and that's such a cool thing. That's bloody magic, if you ask me. It's your guidance system. It's your internal guidance system. It's your feelings. Yay. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to wrap it up now because I'm very tired. But, you know, sometimes you just need to go to a right good old holistic dance party and throw it down, kick those knees up, all that good stuff, and release some stuff. And just get a bit feral, really. Just get a little bit feral. I definitely did tonight. It was such a good time, and I highly recommend. Yeah, very good. I will leave it there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Much love from Crystal. That is I. Go get feral in some way. Like, don't hurt anyone, but, like, you know, get feral in your own way, in a whimsical way, if you can. Like, throw some whimsy in there. I'd appreciate it, and you can let me know in the comments just how whimsical you got with your ferality. I don't know if that's a word, but it is now. Okay, bye!